Well, hey guys, welcome to Star Wars on High. Thank you for stopping by. We are back at like 3 in the morning to talk about the first episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Guys, I'm not going to have the opportunity to stay up late every week when these come out, but for the launch, I thought it'd be fun to stay up late, watch the first episode, and give you guys my thoughts. Now, had a chance to watch this episode with the guys from the podcast, Star Wars Complete, Star Wars Timeline. We got together, just a group of friends, and watched the episode, and I thought that was a lot of fun. So it was really cool to be able to experience it with those guys and talk about it real time with some fellow Star Wars fans. And I want to just come give you guys my raw thoughts. When it comes to reviewing these sort of episodes, I think the best, most fun content to make is just initial gut reaction. Give you guys what stuck out to me, what worked, what didn't. And there are so many folks out there who make great detailed breakdowns of episodes at later dates. But right now, I just want to give you guys my raw, kind of unfiltered opinion. And for this first episode, I think there were some highs and some lows. And overall, to give you guys a initial spoiler-free review, I would say it was a fine start, but nothing exceptional. And I don't want to say that it wasn't a successful launch of a show. It was by all means a success, but it was not anything groundbreaking. It was not anything that pushed the meter. And as you guys know, I am a huge Boba Fett fan, and so expectations for me are high. And so far, we're doing what I would call like the minimum. We're doing like just enough, but I really want to see this show push forward. Now, this is the first episode, and I do not think that a first episode makes a show. I think The Wheel of Time had a really poor first episode, and sometimes it's the opposite. I thought Mandalorian had a fantastic first episode and some weaker bits in the middle. So it'll really depend on how the show continues to charter forward, whether we can call it a successful Boba Fett story. But for this first episode, it is short. It is 39 minutes. And with credits, it's probably close to like 35 minutes. So it is not a long, kind of epic first episode like we saw with The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch gave us that kind of hour and, plus first episode to get us into the world. This is not the case. And so that kind of sets, I think, the tone right off the bat. This, to me, felt very comic book. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean that as when I was watching this, it just felt like I was reading a Boba Fett comic. Like this would be how I imagine they would tell the story of Boba Fett after Return of the Jedi. And that stuck out to me throughout. The set pieces, the kind of flow of the story and the narrative, to me just rang right in line with a Star Wars comic. And I'm going to get into some minor spoilers here. And frankly, there's not a ton to spoil here. Everything you've really seen this episode, you had hinted at in the trailer. It's some more fleshing out, obviously, some more context. But there's nothing in this episode I think that's going to catch anyone off guard. If you're afraid of do I need to stay off the internet for this? Well, A, why are you watching this video? But B, no, there was really nothing that could have, I think, rocked your world. What we saw was what I expected. It was kind of the initial flashbacks of what happened to Boba Fett coming out of Return of the Jedi. And it was some laying the groundwork of where we are today. We are trying to establish our new reign with the absence of Jabba. We saw a little bit of that interaction with the locals, the local office of the mayor, the local kind of cantina spots, the local kind of crime lord and syndicate items, and them coming over to greet Boba as the new leader. We saw very little of that and spent a lot of time with the Tusken Raiders and his time getting picked up out of the Sarlacc pit. And I got to be honest with you, there was one point in this episode that I felt was very, very low. And they released this clip before, and I didn't watch it, but I know this clip was out there. So this is what I don't consider to be heavy spoilers. But there's a scene where the mayor sends a delegate on his behalf to introduce himself to Boba Fett. And I thought that character, that Twi'lek, was so out of place. The dialogue, the mannerisms, everything about that portion of the scene felt totally not Star Warsy to me. It took me out of that scene, of that moment. It felt like what's going on here? Like, this guy doesn't feel like he belongs in this universe. His mannerisms, his it just didn't work. It didn't flow. And that, what I'd say, was the weakest point of the episode for me. It was by far my least favorite part. I felt that was the only bad portion. There's always preference, like I wish I would have seen this or done this, but from an actual like poor execution standpoint, that stands out to me. I did not like that scene. That little small, like a minute and a half, I thought was really, really weird. And it's all just preference. You guys might disagree. Let me know down below. But outside of that, not a ton happens. And I think the other kind of, what I'd say is a little bit of a letdown is it doesn't really set up a very engaging episode 2 for me yet. Now I know what to expect based on the trailers, based on interviews and our conversations here on the channel, but the episode alone doesn't really leave any threads for me. It's like, okay, well, I do want to learn a little bit more about his time, after the Starlight Pit, and I want to see some more of this crime lord stuff, but right now it just feels like we're going through the motions and there's no real conflict or threat on the horizon that has gotten me hooked. Yet, I want to preface all that with yet. This is the first 35 minutes of the 7 episode arc. So we'll wait to see what's coming. But for our first episode, I just like to get a little more hooked in me, entice me a little bit more. But that's just preference. But overall, there is really nothing to say from a deep breakdown. There's a lot of stuff here is pretty much at face value. I think we see where the story is going. There were some really successful things they've done with the character that I liked. He is not invincible. They show you the trials he's gone through in recent times, and they don't just say, okay, yeah, he went through all this, but now he's unbeatable. He can just destroy everyone with one hand. No, he's still trying to get his bearings back. He's trying to recover. I like that we bring him down a little bit. Let's not have him God mode episode 1. It just feels unrealistic. This is a gritty character. He's got to fight with his wits, with his tech, with his gear, and I like to see that on display. Was really pleased with that characterization of Boba. The show had a lighter tone with Boba. His character seemed to be, a little more on the humorous side, not like cracking jokes and lull, but a little more subtle humor and dry humor. And I think that fits with my expectation of Boba Fett, so I like that as well. I mean, this is a gun for hire for his whole life, right? Obviously, he was angsty in that Clone Wars phase, but this is where he's been. He's been in this underground scene. He's been around this kind of scum and villainy, and he's, not this straight button, straight tie kind of guy. He's a little bit loose, which I thought was a good characterization. I thought Fennec Shand and Boba's chemistry remains solid. I really like those characters together. Can't wait to see more of their communication. She does seem to be kind of the right hand, like she's the dagger, right? He's the big boss. She's going to be the dagger, which I think is going to be kind of a fun dynamic. And I hope to continue to see their relationship grow and be successful, because I really enjoy Fennec Shand's entry into Star Wars. Liked her in Bad Batch, especially. Really appreciate they keep the same actress involved through voice acting as well as live action. So that was a win. The visuals in this episode are gorgeous. They're gorgeous. I love the shots. I mean, when we're in the Sarlacc pit and he's trying to escape, it's a straight comic panel. It looks gorgeous. I love the feel of the score. Those two pieces are so good. From a visual perspective, it really nails Star Wars to me. From a sound perspective, it nails Star Wars to me. Those two things are in the A+ category. So far, I just need to see more, and that's okay. It's episode 1. It's not the whole show is not going to be exposed in the first 35 minutes. But I have 2 concerns coming out of this episode. One, how short is this adventure going to be? If it's 7 30-minute episodes, I feel like that is going to leave a lot to be desired. I'm hoping this is the shortest episode, or one of the shorter episodes. I'd like to at least get 1 or 2 hour-long episodes for about a 5 or 6 hour Boba story. That would be kind of my hope. I'd like to see some improved action set pieces. I feel like the action was really limited in the first episode, and that's fine. It's episode 1, but I'd like to see that as well. But my biggest concern is just, where is the story going? Is it going to be interesting? Is the payoff at the end going to be rewarding for us committing this time? Or is it just going to feel kind of going through the motions, kind of questy? Because some of the times I think Mandalorian was weakest was when the episodes felt like a fetch for fetch sake. Let's just go on a fetch quest. Let's go get this artifact. When there was no real narrative drive behind it, I find that I could lose interest. Like, okay, I don't care about this random side character. Not always the case. Season 2, I thought, did a much better job about that, and you've seen my video talking about that. But just my initial kind of gut thoughts. It's fine. It's not reinventing the wheel for me. It's not completely blowing my mind. It's a soft, slow start that was successful in a lot of ways, but can also improve as we go on. And so overall success, let's see where we go next. That's just my sitting here at 3:20 in the morning. That's my first thoughts. So what did you guys think down below? Gonna keep making these reviews every week. I know not a lot of people seem to be as interested in these, but I'm gonna talk about it because I like Star Wars. So if you like it, make sure you subscribe and like, and stay tuned to the channel for more of these types of videos, as well as our weekly live streams and all sorts of Star Wars breaking news. New High Republic next week. That's huge for this channel. We're gonna be covering it. We're gonna be excited for it. Cannot wait to dive into that world again. So, oh, what a crazy long day. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep after I get this uploaded. I hope you guys have had a great holiday week. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. Let me know your thoughts down below. I'd love to hear what you guys thought. Until next time, again, thanks for stopping by. We'll be back again very soon.